What's going on YouTube? Got another knife review here for you. Today we're going to be looking at the Hogue EX-02. The Hogue EX-02 is a collaboration with Allen Elishewitz, or a knife design from Allen Elishewitz based on his custom mini tank. The EX-02 is offered in so many different variations. Hogue is known for its gun grips, I think, rifle grips that they would make, and a number of years back they kind of entered into the knife industry with this knife right here, the Hogue EX-01. And being that it was I think their first knife that they came out with, I think it kind of took the knife world by surprise that they were able to put together such a nice knife. I've always called this knife, one of the most underrated production knives, because it's so well done. The fit and finish of this knife, the smoothness, the sharpness. This was one of the sharpest blades that I'd ever encountered from a production. This one is using a button lock, but really everything about this knife was really nice. And given the price point that it was at, it was really impressive. They offered all different kinds of sizes and blade shapes, or not that many. They offered either a drop point, I think, or this Tanto, the American Tanto edge for this knife. And then they offered aluminum handles, and then what they called G-Mascus. And basically G-Mascus, which is only offered for the EX-02, is this multi-layered G10, and so that it kind of forms somewhat of a Damascus pattern that you see on some of the steels, whether it be like Chad Nichols or whoever else, Devin Thomas and things like that. And so you can see on the front of these scales right here all the different layers, and then however they mill it, then it comes out with kind of somewhat of a unique pattern for it. So for the EX-02, it's offered in again, different shapes. You have a Tanto, you have the spear point. They have ones that are flippers, and then thumb stud deployment ones, so non-flippers. And then they have a size variation from 3 3/4 inch blade to a 3 3/8 inch blade, which is this one. This one weighs in at just a little over 5 ounces as well. Hogue also, for most of the knives, at least from what I've seen, they have safeties on them as well. So this basically locks, this is a liner lock, so it locks the liner in place so it's not going to close in on you and basically act like a fixed blade. In theory, it's really a nice thing to have, but in practice, I don't imagine really anybody using this all that much unless you're really doing a lot of bushcrafting and like breaking down branches and things like that. But even then, I wouldn't find that being really necessary. I mean, this knife locks up like a vault. Hogue, Hogue being a production company, they used a lot of pretty basic materials. Like I said, all their blades are going to be 154 cm, kind of like Emerson's. It's essentially G10 on stainless steel liners, so that's pretty cheap. On the back spacer, it's just going to be either aluminum or some kind of stainless steel. And then on the back here, the skull crusher, it's just a plastic or FRN type material. So you're not going to be able to break glass with it, but you're going to be able to do damage if you hit somebody on anywhere, on flesh. I mean, just pushing it on my hand right here, I can feel the kind of the prick on it. So for a pocket clip, it's going to be different for all the different EXO models, but this one features Allen's design of this pillar standoffs on the clip, and then this little spring clip that's split, so kind of like a wire clip. And I really like this clip. It's really smooth, fits well in the pockets. In terms of flipping, this knife is incredibly fast. You can see how fast it is. Runs on bronze phosphor washers, so no bearings to speak of, and the detent on this knife is perfect. I mean, you can see how hard it is just to pull the blade out, and as you see me kind of pushing it down, really, it doesn't necessarily suck it in, but it really clicks in really well. And so that detent, I mean, there's absolutely no way you're going to be able to shake this blade out. And once you break that detent, it comes flying out. So, but you do have to put a lot of pressure on it. You can't really light switch this knife. You can, I guess, because the flipper is long enough to get enough torque on there. But typically, I think this is more of a button push flipper, and that's the best way to kind of break that detent. You know, shape and ergonomics of this knife I think is really good. You get the blade that sits well below this level of the handle, so it's pretty nice to be able to push down on, very comfortable. But again, you know, no real, on all these knives, they're really basic knives, no real embellishments. You know, this is a custom Allen Elishewitz, this is a Jekyll, and so the EX-04 is modeled after this one, as well as the Hyde. So the Hyde is a completely different knife than this one. This knife, you know, as you see the custom, it's got boomerang Damascus. It's got 3 different grinds on here. You got the swedge, you've got this internal grind in the middle, you got the flats right here, and then the, I guess, the cutting edge bevel over here as well. So just an insane grind from custom maker. It's got titanium handles, or I'm sorry, titanium liners, this huge carbon fiber clip. You have Texture Tech G10 and then Texture Tech bolsters, titanium bolsters on here, as well as Allen's kind of little gold medallion insignia or logo on the blade. So just really attractive blade, super smooth action on this knife. And so, you know, you see the custom versus the production. You know, you're getting the shape of the knife, but not necessarily the same, or not even close to the same feel. But I don't know. I'm just saying that as an excuse to bring out my custom Elishewitz, because it is a beautiful knife. But you see the size comparisons here. The Jekyll, I think, is a 4-inch blade, so again, it's much larger than the mini tank. But here you have the Rexford 0801. Here you got the Chris Reeve Sebenza 21. So this is also somewhat smaller, probably about ½ an inch smaller than the Sebenza. And then again, you have the EX-01 next to it as well. So, I mean, overall, I think Hogue is a really good production company. I think it would be good to see them do more collaborations, because I think they execute really well on their knives. To me personally, the Damascus is an eyesore, so I would love to see them kind of break into some more, not exotic materials, but like titanium or you know, carbon fiber and things like that. I think it would be really good for their company, because like I was saying, you know, their production value in terms of what they're charging right now and based on what you get, I think is really good. This knife on Blade HQ goes for $160 or $170, right around that price point, and that's a good price, you know, for what you get in here. The execution is great. You know, the jimping in here, the detail is all really nice. You're just not getting, you know, crazy exotic materials, but you're getting a very functional knife. This, in comparison to an Emerson, of course I'm going to like Emerson grinds and a little bit more, but honestly, in terms of fit and function, I think this knife probably executes better than Emerson. That hurts me to say, because I really like Emersons. But anyway, just wanted to pull these out there. Again, you know, pulling out this custom Emerson or custom Elishewitz just because, you know, all the EX-0 knives are all modeled after custom Elishewitz models. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing as well. So anyway, let me know what you guys think on the comments down below. These are just my thoughts on the Hogue EX-02. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.